Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Murmuhu Paratatve Sadalino Ramakrishna Samagneya Yo Dharmastapanarato Vireshantan Namamyaham Om Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrabhyo Vamsharishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha Adi Gurum Jagadvandyam Lokadhisham Parat Param Navayuga Pravartaram Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Shri Sharadam Vishwamatam Shishyavrandam Shodasham Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Yes, we were seeing the Saguna Brahma Vishayaka, how important it is, and even in the Advaitic path, all the struggle, basic struggle we pass through, like Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka, Amutra Phalabhoga Viraga, Shama Damadi Shat Sampati, Shama, Dama, Titiksha, Uparati, Shraddha, Samadhan. All these qualities to acquire. How much Max Muller says, just to have control over your senses. Shamadama is so easily told. He says, to acquire mastery over senses. Each thing takes one life. I have not seen or known anyone who has conquered his senses or mind. So difficult it is. But whereas when you accept a Saguna Brahma, it all becomes, there is something to link yourself through heart. Mind and heart have to be bound somewhere. Mind is the most important instrument in us, at the same time most vulnerable to all things. You cannot control it. It's just running. Very difficult to bring that under control. In Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says, Vayoriva Sudushkaram. Very difficult to control. And such a mind, unless it is tied somewhere, and where can you tie? Where our love is centered, where our emotional being is riveted. Now there it slowly, because your whole focus, it attracts, it catches, it seizes you. When you are in its attractive force, in the tantras we call it Kleem Bija. It attracts you, like magnet attracting a needle. It attracts, because we go on superimposing all that attracts us in the world on that one personal deity. You want beauty, ocean is there. Beauty ocean and source of all beauty, source of all bliss, source of all peace. It is like a mine. You are searching for a gram of gold, and gold mine is in front of you. And it is like that. So when we see that and understand and see how the various sages and saints have evolved within a lifespan, they could reach just by this. Because a thorough purification takes place. That purification is of a different type. It is love to love purification. It is something like sunlight. Water, pure water falls on the ground. Absolutely pure. It is steam condensed. there is no kalmasha. And when it just touches the earth, as cloud it is floating, as rain when it touches the earth, the moment till the last moment it's touching the earth, it is the purest thing. The moment it touches the earth, it becomes dirty. All salt, this that dissolves in it, all dirt it carries. Dirty water. And it flows. As it flows, you will see acquiring more and more dirt. And last it goes and falls in a pit, which is of no use for any humans or animals. You can't take bath, you cannot drink it. What purpose is that dirty water? But this dirty water, the sun alone doesn't see. The sun sees only water and leaves the dirt as it is and gives a beautiful shape to that water. It rises as the humidity, as the pure distilled water, like the vapors are going up, water vapors. It is converting, slowly getting accumulated at a very high height as clouds. How beautiful and pure are the clouds are. How the transformation is taking place. That sun, God is like that when we bring it to the personal level, because it touches the heart. I touch its heart, and the heart touches me. First, in the Saguna Brahma, it may be imaginary, Manasika Vyaparani. It's all right, it's accepted. But this Manasika Vyapara, I create an ideal God. It's my mind's creation. And that God recreates me. My mind creates a God, and seeing that God, and that going on, contemplating on it, I am getting transformed. The God which I created is going to transform me into a real God. Because ideal is there. I superimposed on my imaginary God all the good and great qualities which is going to purify me now. My own creation is creating me into a God, and this God is the real God. I create a God, that God transforms me to become a God, and this God can identify the real God. So it may be Manasika Vyapara, but it has got great need, and almost all the saints we see in Indian context are of these, holding on to the personal God and moving with great strength and capacity. All the strength of a bhakta is Bhagwan's strength. His purity. Same thing happens if we are prepared. If we are able to give up the enjoyments of the world at will, at once, then you are fit to enter into the Advaitic sadhana. Then the problem doesn't come. Because you have nothing the thing is holding you. But to tear off is very difficult. And once you start seeing that purity, which is original purity of the Atman, is brought to the bodily level. But it needs a capable person. And that otherwise we will dwell in an imaginary world. Imaginary world because we understand it is conscious. It is Chaitanya, we understand. But what is Chaitanya is unknown to us. But when I say a personal God, I clearly understand what it is. Because Anantya Kalyana Guna Paripurna, we see the good qualities. We see Amritattva. What is Amritattva? Freedom from nature forever. and I am neither death nor birth. This immortality is one who bestows, we call it. Who gives me? Who bound me? How did I get bound? Did I get bound by thinking of the Brahman? No. Who brought me then into this world? And here we see the whole creative process in which the Jiva's formation. In Upanishads, they call it as Vispulingaha. How the Jivas come into, like red hot iron is beaten. Red hot iron, when we shape the iron, red hot, when we beat with a heavy hammer, we see the sparks jumping out from all sides. Like that, from the Brahman, the Jivas are formed. Yata Vispulingaha. Like that, the Jivas are formed. And where from this ignorance came? Here, who created, who made, why did it? Because Brahman doesn't have any qualities. It is Nirguna Nirakara and source with a subject without an object. There is no duality in Brahman. And how can it create? So all these questions appear when we have to accept at some level, we have to accept the Saguna Sakara Brahman manifestation of the Absolute. The universe is there, it is going to be there. Before Shankaracharya also it was there. Shankaracharya came, realized, gave the message, went away. The ignorance and the whole universe is continuing. The rest of the beings, whoever passed away, got released. And rest are millions and millions of jivas are moving about. So now the governance, whole governing, the karmic load management, everything is done by a personal, and it is not only omnipresent, omniscient and omnipotent, it is omni-compassionate also. That compassion is one of the important features of Ishvara. One who has created this universe, Sri Ramakrishna repeatedly says, one who has created this universe, who has kept the love for the children to bring them up in parents, one who has kept daya in the heart of his saints, holy persons, to give knowledge to others, he will, that person who has kept all this and doing, he will give the enlightenment also. How to approach, how to ask, how to pray. Now when we come to the next shloka, Yetesham nityadinam buddhi shuddhihi param prayojanam. Nitya naimatika, prayashita and upasana. These four. Of these, the nityadinam, etesham nityadinam, all these nitya, naimitika, prayashita and upasana, these four, nityadinam means. And buddhi shuddhi, purification of buddhi, buddhi shuddhi, param prayojanam. Upasanananto, chitta ekagriyam. Only two definitions he is giving, examples he is giving, rest. What is the main product and what is the byproduct? Now main product is buddhi shuddhi, and upasana main this one is the ekagrata, mind ekagra and mind purification. Mind means here buddhi, not manas. So our upanas, here we say, he is giving the means in the every scriptures, they don't want to take the responsibility of their own saying. They quote, it is given here in the Vedas. In Smritis you will find here. This mentioning supports their argument without, in Indian context, all these suits, it may not suit in the Western context, because what we need some authority, because it is not science that physical material world governed by logic and reasoning. Here it is transcendental realm of spirit, and which cannot be verified. No verification. So whatever is told, we are talking, God exists, I don't have any proof. So how do you prove? Scriptures say, enlightened souls say. The question comes, how do you know he is enlightened? Indians do not ask that question. The whole world accepts Buddha as enlightened. But modern minds given to the reasoning and logic may not accept it. No, what is meant by enlightenment? All these questions come because the understanding of basic existence, what is existence, has not been thought over. They have knowledge of the senses and in waking state. The moment you sleep, nothing exists. Neither your computer, nor your car, nor this world, nor your body, everything is closed. Not even a trace of its memory is there, remains, when you just sleep, let alone dying. So in that case, now when this comes into picture, two important questions: what is death? What is sleep? Where do we go? What exactly happens? How do we sleep? Why do we sleep? Who takes us? Because we don't have control over that. From sleep, I don't even know waking state is there. How will I come out? I can't come out. I can't go inside. I don't know where I am to go, how I am to go. Nature takes and nature brings me out. So here, slowly we understand what is buddhi. Buddhi is something that can search for the reality, but it must be pure. Which do we call a buddhi, Shuddha buddhi? The buddhi which is not contaminated by the worldliness. Worldliness is the tendency to become material, object-like. If tamas is pradhana, it becomes matter. And this world is tamo pradhana. Everything is matter is more. Mind we cannot, just little. Pancha jnanendriya, pancha karmendriya, pancha prana, buddhi, manas are very little. Matter is maximum. Sattva is minimum. Rajas moments are there. Sattva is cognition. Rajas is action. Tamas is matter. Now, this material world, if buddhi loses its sattvikata, then if there is a mixture of rajas and tamas in it, then it's called ashuddha buddhi. The buddhi is there, it's always sleepy, or it is not interested, and even if it is there active, it's running about aimlessly. You cannot think of it, just sit for a few minutes. It doesn't sit. That is the nature of that buddhi when it is affected by rajas. When it's sattvic, it becomes active, aware, and it can be made to concentrate or focus anywhere and penetrate inside to know the secrets. So this buddhi is called Shuddha buddhi. And this buddhi it becomes a source of transcendence. This buddhi, Shuddha buddhi, can transcend itself. What is transcendence? Is going beyond it. Now, going beyond, it is what is happening? Trigunatita avastha is transcending the sattva, is transcending the sattva itself to become Trigunatita. We'll continue. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.